Alright, so this is unbelievably close, but the workers' front is winning, so we're going to do the workers' front. That's not the workers' front. That is. So the Patagonian workers' front. I'm going to go and rename this stream so I don't get in trouble with Twitch. Patagonian workers' front. Update. And there we go. Updates are done. Let's do this. Alright, so Patagonian Workers' Front, we have no national spirits. We are an autonomous puppet of someone? Who are we a puppet of? Chile? Yeah, we're a Chile's puppet. I'm pretty sure that we can get independent. I hope we can. And then our focus is bloody huge. What is with this? So the three economic issues: adapting the fishing industry, grandes trabajos de progreso, and prospects for resources, which includes oil, which would be pretty nice. Are we able to join the Third International? Not sure. Don't know. Hey, Mr. Man, so the Kaiser won the First World War. Yes, that is the concept behind this. Yes, but I think you need to win the Civil War. I mean, that makes sense. Huzzah! Would be a little unfair if I could join the Third International before that, but I was still expecting something like under here. Victory for socialism. Cool. Not seeing any way of joining the Third International. No matter. We need to choose between the three economic issues, which will get us stability, political power, and lead to some other stuff. Including building up our industry, though not actually giving us factories. It just gives us factory slots until later. Here we get naval doctrine and convoys. Then this side we get steel and oil. Population issue. We get recruitable population factor, seeing as we have a recruitment pool of 19. That could be a problem. Wait, we have a recruitment pool of 19, and we're already on extensive conscription. Oh dear, that bodes well. With 6 horrifically understrength units, because they're on 19% manpower. This is going to be terrible. We have some extremely good commanders, though. Alfredo Fonte is only a level 2 field marshal, but he's a 5312. Harsh leader and inflexible strategist. And offensive doctrine. Oops, I did not actually mean to put him in charge. Clicked by accident, but he has the supply consumption reduction. But he's just not as good as Fonte. Fonte is just so much stronger. And then we need to decide who to make our general. So we have another inflexible strategist in Mansurova. We have an infantry officer. I think this is either going to be Manserova or Wilkins. Now, query, what kind of terrain is this? Desert, desert, mountain, mountain, mountain. With lots of deserts ahead of us. So having a mountaineer commanding the mountain parts could be very, very good. Manserova starts with skilled staff though, that's interesting. I think Manserova actually has more potential. So we'll give you that role. We have no fleet and no air force. Well, I'm actually thinking that population might be the biggest issue right now. So let's do this. Patagonia is the home of 300,000 people. In comparison, the population living in the counter-revolutionary part of Argentina is 13 million. If we wish to liberate them, we need to find a way around this problem.
Sí puedo.
I'll just do something like that. 2 research slots. This just gets better and better. And no factories. None. Nada. Zilch. Literally none. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 out of 0. I have a feeling this may be a short playthrough. This is kind of ridiculous. The Frente Obrero Patagónico. Argentina was in a state of chaos during the Weltkrieg, with British companies exploiting its people and resources to get everything they could for the war. This led to unrest throughout the nation, but especially in the south of the country, in Patagonia. Extremely poor working conditions brought the rise of socialism and syndicalism, with thousands of people refusing to work and rioting through the streets. The British forced the Argentine government to intervene, turning riots into rebellions. When no real agreement could be made, the Frente Obrero Patagónico was born. Many years later, the fire of the revolution continues to burn in Patagonia. Chile had to step in and protect us from the north, and so hold much sway in how our nation is run. Antonio Sota, leader of Fora and one of the main participants in the revolution, has led the nation ever since. Due to the political instability, proper elections have not yet been held. However, Soto promises that there will be an election in 1938 to confirm the people's choice for the head of state. There are worries that the election won't place in time, for due to the rise of Carlos in the north, people fear that invasion will happen soon. If we are not prepared, we will be destroyed entirely. However, if we succeed, we can move to spreading the greatness of socialism to all of South America. We do at least have one division to defend every province. It's just that these divisions suck. Assassination of Kerensky. How barbaric! If we ever get equipment, I want to start some Mountaineer units training. We are oil producers. That's the only resource that we actually have access to. So you could say that we are oil rich. We are the Norway of the south. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. The Totalist Charter, Mussolini, Valois, Beria and other interested parties have arrived in Birmingham today to discuss their common ground. It has been agreed that Maximism, Cyrillianism and National Syndicalism all share the basic principles of state primacy in the socialist struggle. Another 2.5% recruitable population, but I don't know how much that's really going to affect things. New King in England. International force will give us 50,000 manpower, but it will reduce our organisation. Oh, but that gets rid of the international force penalty. That gets 3% more manpower. Maybe mass recruited force is going to be better because it's way more long term. Alright, cool, cool. So how many troops are we short right now? 81,000 is what we need. We have 15. So we are 65,000, 66,000 short. This is going to get us more recruitable population factor, which frankly doesn't mean anything. So we really do need to do rally the people and then the international call to arms. As much as I would love to get an industry going, I feel like this is just more pressing. Because I don't know when Argentina is going to declare war. This is a late April Fool's joke, eh, Mordred? Kind of feels that way. Population issue is done. After the World Creek, as the British Raj collapsed into turmoil and warfare, the neighbouring kingdom of Afghanistan took this as an opportunity to do some invasion-y stuff. Our nation might not have the largest population, but we have the largest will and strength. Let's rally the people around our flag and spread the revolution northwards. On the 3rd of February 1936, the Berlin stock market stopped sinking. It plunged. Fueled by the instability of the market panic, selling erupted as soon as the stock market opened on Monday morning. Mein Gott! Sorelians have been elected in France. Disgraced Marceau Pivert's replacement arose from the Sorelians, who now hold the majority in the CSP. The Sorelians are orthodox syndicalists and advocate centralization within the Bourg Général du Travail, the government as the chief institution. So, syndicalists, I believe that means? No, totalists. So if we get Mosley, then we could have a totally totalist. Gonna have to rely on Chile not dying. Yeah, I know. I mean, actually, the only places that Chile can fight is here. If we can take and hold those two positions, and then up here in the north, these two provinces, we can fight a defensive war. And that's going to be, like, entirely in the mountains. Part of the reason I'm doing this... So I wonder where my science stuff is. Am I actually going to get any more than 2 technology slots? There's 1. That might be another. Nope, that's just a research bonus. The Hannaford idea. Guillermo Mac Hannaford is an ex-army major of the Argentinian military. During the event of the Christmas coup, he was accused of handing over secret documents to Paraguay and other enemy nations, and was thrown in prison. Today, one of our officers approached us with an idea. The prison he is being held in is rather close to the border. The officer stated that we should send a small force across the border secretly, in an attempt to break him out of prison and bring him to us. When here, he could help our army be more effective in the upcoming war. Although it sounds like a great idea, it does come with many risks. Do it. Have you ever been to the south of Chile? It's like Scandinavia temperature-wise, only the north and the middle is hot. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, Antarctica is just like down here. Although this is generally warmer than this. Hannaford died, but our troops escaped. While sieging the prison, Hannaford was trapped in. He was accidentally killed by a stray bullet. However, most of the troops got out alive, and it's always good training for the future. Lost 1,000 manpower, though. Officers speak out about Alfredo Fonte. Today, some of our officers approached us to discuss Alfredo Fonte. He led his own troops in helping us rebel against the Argentine government, but he has always been very brutal about it. He is the one who triggered the uprising when negotiations were still possible. Since then, we've always been rumours that he has been travelling the country with his band of mercenaries, raiding villages and pillaging homes. It appears these officers are here to confirm these rumours, stating that some of our troops had been raided by a group of bandits led by Fonte. It would be too bold to just arrest him now, for technically we have not caught him doing anything illegal. Also, he did help us with the revolution. However, we'll have to keep an eye on him. Oh dear, that's my field marshal. How about we just replace him with somebody else? Just in case. Okay, people have successfully been rallied. Huzzah. The Australasian Confederation has been under the authoritarian rule of Governor-General William Birdwood since the British invocation of the Emergency Protocols in 1924. Interesting. Manoeuvres in the Carpathians, the Treaty of Bucharest in 1918 officially ended the Weltkrieg for Romania. But at what cost? The death of Pius XI, all of Christendom mourns the death of His Holiness Pope Pius XI, who died following a heart attack after having been in declining health for the past several years. How terrible. Actually, even though I have manpower, I'm not going to have guns. So I'm not 100% sure what my next focus should be. I think I'm still going to do this. Our army is horribly undermanned. We need to call to arms all revolutionaries in the world so that we can fill our ranks. The revolution shall be spread with the help of the whole Internationale. And I am very, very, very tempted to just disband 4 of these militia units in order to get their guns and give them to the mountaineers. Do it. We're going to take a risk. And you two can start drilling. Oh no, all the guns went to just these two. See, I'd like you to actually spread that out, please. Bugger. The First International Congress. Delegates from the socialist nations and political movements around the world gathered in Paris today for the latest in a series of world congresses. An interesting development. So what are these like? Combat with 12, militia, combat with 18. So how do they differ? Defense 126, defense 120. 13,000 manpower to just 9,000. Yeah, the mountaineers are just going to be better. Electronic mechanical engineering, finished. Let's get mechanical computing then. In fact, if we abandon these 3 provinces, then we can actually hold on to the entire nation with just these 4. Congratulations, you've been disbanded too. And there we go, everyone's training. Boom! Yeah, I could have switched them in the field, you're not wrong. But this way we get to train them up for free, it doesn't cost us extra equipment. Whereas doing it the other way would have cost equipment in attrition and manpower. Now, do we actually have a surplus of manpower having done that? Well, yeah. Actually, we do. Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney billowed forth white smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. St. Peter is the new occupant. Oh wait, which one was that? Oh, it's Pius. It's Battle Pope. Again. I don't think the AI ever goes with anyone else. Fonte captured while raiding farmers. After recent reports that Alfredo Fonte has been raiding rural villages, we sent troops out into multiple villages to keep an eye out for any raids. Sure enough, after a few weeks, one of our regiments reported back to us saying that they had stopped a raid with a band of mercenaries headed by Alfredo Fonte. If we wanted to now, we could imprison him or even execute him for his bad deeds. However, we must remember that he is someone who helped us through the revolution, so by imprisoning or killing him, we will lose much political support. So we can execute him, We can send him to prison, or we can let him off without with a warning. We have the stability to do this. However, if you do it again, these are your own people. Actually, this is, at the moment at least, a democracy. And in a democracy, we sometimes ask the people what they want to do. So do we execute him? Because he is technically a hero of the revolution. Do we imprison him? Or do we release? That is the question that you should answer in here. So, vote, vote, vote. What should we do with Fonte? Wow, you guys are belligerent. 77% saying execute already. And it actually looks like that number is going up. 78%. There we go. Oh no, it's down 73. But still, having a result this conclusive and not ending in a tie is a breath of fresh air. So we're going to execute him. Oof. Will I play Transummer at some point? Yeah, absolutely. Once the China update is out. So now we have to rebuild our political power again. That's fine. So now we are going to have enough manpower to train these guys, so I think we should probably start training just some regular infantry. I do actually have enough to edit you. So we're going to do that, and we're going to change you to that icon so I know what you are. And I'm going to train like 5 divisions of just 10 combat width. And their job's just going to be holding territory. 1 less mouth to feed. Yeah, our 19 manpower has gone down to 18. Okay, and there is the international call to arms. At that point I'm going to stop because we desperately need guns at this point. So I think it is the economic upgrades that we need now. Although this would get us free guns. That is 2 focuses down. Three economic policies. Our glorious nation lacks a strong economy. We lack industry, resources, and a merchant navy. If we wish to survive against and defeat the counter-revolutionary Argentinians in Buenos Aires, we need to build up our economy. And fast. Alright, so these 4 are now going to be at full manpower. Still lacking equipment for the 3rd division. But so it goes. In fact, I might even make these guys 10 combat width. Oh, I was really hoping that would let me add another unit. We're just going to go with a full 10 combat width army for the time being. At least until we get artillery. This, however, does have one consequence. We need a new field marshal. I mean, technically we have some already. Well, if we had an army, we could have a field marshal. So I think it's quite appropriate that we have no field marshal for no army. Am I going to keep them at medium priority? No, we probably shouldn't. So where did you get your guns from, mister? Let's cancel that so that you get the guns. There we go. And Carlos has assumed full control. Oops, that's the wrong unit. I meant these. Peace deal has been signed between the Dominion of Canada and Afghanistan. Manuel Carles assumes full control of Argentina. When Manuel Carles executed a coup against the Argentinian state on Christmas 1935, the nation was torn apart in a vicious struggle for control over the presidency. LP and forces from the Argentinian Navy quickly took control of the capital, but were stopped by forces from the army, who quickly began asserting their dominance over the entire nation, leading to a bloody and drawn-out struggle. With the fall of Rosario, a vital railway hub for the inner regions, Carles has proclaimed his coup a success and has assumed the presidency this afternoon, after a rousing speech for his followers in Buenos Aires. Promising vast territorial expansion and an end to the red terror that plagues Patagonia, he was met with waves of booing, probably. Probably booing. Oswald Mosley elected chairman of the TUC. As the dust settled, Oswald Mosley, leader of the Maximists and a totalist ideologue, has been appointed as the new chairman. So we have totalists in both France and Britain. Our great nation isn't very developed. We are missing roads, railways and factories, which destroys the economic potential of Patagonia. We need to create a large-scale investment project for the reconstruction of the infrastructure and industry. And now I'm going to save, because this is an interesting world where the totalists are in total control. We don't have manpower. We aren't building weapons. We don't have competent generals or marshals. Please tell me, what do we have? A slowly recovering economy, sir? Yeah, no spoilers like that, please, poet. I don't want to know that type of thing. Let whatever happen, happen. The totalists are in total control, living up to their total name. Totally! First thing he does, commissars. So why is Argentina flashing? Coup d'etat in Siam. News emerged in Bangkok today that a group of officers and intelligentsia calling themselves the Kaiserreich or the People's Party have successfully seized control of the government. Only totalists deal in absolutes. Hang on, that's an absolutist statement. Never mind. Never mind, comrade. You have embraced totalism. Congratulations. Yeah, I was thinking I should probably just be building the 1895s, because the 1895 rifles are much cheaper, if I recall. Well, they are cheaper. Defense is only 2 lower, breakthrough is poorer, they have less hard attack, and half the soft attack. Okay. I think for the 0.1 extra production, the more up-to-date rifles probably are better. Argentina is flashing because most of it's demilitarized, which is how the game represents the bits that are still in rebellion after the coup on Christmas Day. Aha! So that's demilitarized and that's demilitarized. This bit isn't. Oh, no, it's just moved. All of this is demilitarized. This bit isn't, I guess. Unless these troops mean something. Where even are they? Oh, they're down here. This is the demilitarized bit. Okay, so we have our progress. Let's get the construction planning. And then the building slots. Then we can finally get some civilian factories. Our economic plan is aiming at building up our infrastructure and industry. As we barely have any, we'll be required to plan their construction on a grand scale. Northern Patagonian development. Adds infrastructure. That's just infrastructure. And it will use up all of our consumer goods. It's fine. It's not like I have any anyway. Do it. Yes, use up all of my civilian factories. All of them.